What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Now, uh, uh, uh. I wanted to talk about this, man. I was going to talk about this like a couple of weeks ago, man. But it's like, you know what? Let's do it now. At first, I was gonna ignore this, but then I said ignoring it ain't gonna make the situation no better. So you might as well talk on it. You might as well speak on it, right? So I need you guys right now, man. If you want this message to be heard, I need you guys to do your job on that like button. Do your job on the like button, man. Everybody needs to hear this, right? And I want to say this to I want to lay some people up with some real game, right? Something that's really affecting our people, that's affecting, as you would say, the black community, right? So some things got to be said, right? Criticism ain't always gender war content, right? Let's set the record straight with that. Like I like to give balance, right? I talk about how racism affects FBA, but I also talk about the things that we do to one another as well, right? We need balance, right? Because check it. If I spoke to you guys about white supremacy and racism every day, but at the same time, I never took the time to reflect on what we're doing, black men and black women, I'm not helping either because I'm just focusing on one thing while ignoring other things that are also counterproductive, right? So I like to give balance, but what I notice is people don't like balance, right? You know, they want you to be a Sambo or they want you to be so black to the point to where you just ignore black issues, right? Some of our brothers are so pro-black that they ignore the corruption and dysfunction within our own community, problems that things that we could actually fix, right? And let me say this: if FBA is so on code, then a white man can't create no gender divide because when everybody's up on game, then the enemy can't come in and cause confusion because everybody got enough game to see it for what it is, to see things for what they is. So I'm not even mad at Love Jones. I'm not doing this live stream to trash black women. I'm not making this stream to even trash Love Jones. I'm gonna speak on this to make a point. I want to lace your shoestrings. I want to lace you up with this game. Check it. You know, a buster called me a grifter. Some buster by the name of Dingo said that I was a grifter. Anybody who knows me, right? And I'm talking about way before YouTube, way before I even thought about creating content, right? I was already talking about white supremacy, black unity. Because guess what? In Killer, California, we went to war with the Mexicans. We went to war with the Aryan brothers. So I know what it's like to get into it with other races, not just black people. So I was already talking about this way before I came to the internet. Macking, playerism, you know what I mean? Being militant, putting black people first. I was talking like that way before the internet, homie. I was doing this in real life. See, unlike a lot of these dudes on YouTube, I've actually put my life on the line for this blackness. Willing to risk it all for blackness, right? I'm talking about getting into it with racist Mexicans, white supremacists. I've been there. So my militant mindset comes from what I did in real life. I'm talking about the things that I was doing way before YouTube, right? Like way before YouTube. Now, I want to tell you something. When a woman has her breast out like that, talking with her breast out, you already know what it is, man. A lot of women want to find God or become conscious after they get old and they don't have the same spark no more, right? So they run to Jesus or they run to the conscious community. A lot of retired 304s, and a lot of women of that nature run to either God or they run to the conscious community. You know, it's kind of like when a brother goes to prison and he finds Allah, and all of a sudden he finds God now that he's serving 50 in the penitentiary. It's the same mentality with women, right? You know how many 304s are in the church now trying to reinvent themselves? You know how many 304s have ran to the conscious community trying to reinvent themselves? Several. I'm talking several. So it's all a game here. It's up to you. Listen, it's up to you guys to recognize the game for what it is. You know, and if I catch you trolling, I'm just booting you up out of here. I have no time to deal with trolls today. If you're not going to cam up and hit the link, shut up. You will be blocked. I'm kicking game to my people today. I ain't got no time to deal with these distractions. Trying to lace my people's shoestrings, put them up on game. Hey, man, check it. The same way that when men go to prison, they find God in Allah after they didn't already screwed their life over. Well, it's the same thing with women. Once they've been ran through, or they got some of these chicks are single mothers, and it's difficult for them to find a man, the type of man that's going to take them serious, they run to God or they run to the conscious community after they've been washed up and ran the streets. It's a whole lot. Listen, homies, there's a whole lot of that going on. Don't get mad at King Supreme. I'm just telling the truth. Don't get mad at King Supreme. I'm just a messenger. Don't get mad at King, baby. I'm just a messenger. You know, don't get mad at me for telling the damn truth. Some of us brothers are too pro-black for our own good. Now, what do you mean, King, too pro-black for your own good? How could you be too pro-black? I'll explain. Some of our brothers are so pro-black that they ignore a lot of these things that I talk about. My thing is this: I'm not going to place myself in no box to the point to where, oh, well, FBA won't cancel King Supreme because he's talking about women. The hell with y'all. If y'all going to get mad at me for telling the truth about what's going on, I don't need to be in that community anyway. I was already FBA and Black First way before this social media situation became a thing. I was talking like this way before social media. So I don't give a damn about what none of these bozos say about me when it comes to what being on code. Man, please. Most of these people who talk this FBA stuff, they're not willing to go to war. They're not willing. They're not going to risk jail. They're not going to go to war for their people. They're talking on the internet for content. Will they do something in real life if it hit the fan? Absolutely not. They won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. A lot of these white supremacists, oh, they ready for war. A lot of these anti-Black Latinos, oh, they ready for war. I've seen it. I participated. I've been into conflicts with other races, people other than Black folks. I've been there and done that. Most of these guys that are talking, they're not willing to risk anything to defend their people. It's a whole lot of chitter chatter and gibberish just for content. I was doing this way before social media was even a thing, homie. I've been talking like this. I've been talking this player talk. I've been talking this Black conscious talk. It's nothing new for me. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Now, Love Jones did a video saying, and I'm going to be FBA regardless. I'm talking about the people on the internet who claim FBA, but most of these people, I'll say 85% of them, are not willing. And I'm not saying everybody got to be a soldier. I'm not saying everybody got to be a rider. Everybody must play their positions. Even in the army, you got people who cook. You got people who get on the computer. You got people for different positions. Don't disrespect me for playing my role. I'm speaking to my people right now in the FBA community. Don't get mad at me for playing my role. I got to put these brothers up on game. I got to tell the truth about what's going on, because some of our brothers are so pro-Black that they'll sit up there and ignore what Black men are dealing with when it comes to dating Black women. We're going to get him up out of here. I told you when I catch you trolling, you're going to get spanked for it. But anyway, we can't be so pro-Black to the point to where we ignore the issues in our community, the things that we do to ourselves. We can't be so pro-black to the point to where we just ignore that. Hold a white man accountable. Talk about the system. Put the people up on game. But at the same time, if you got a platform, you ain't got no time. You don't have the time to waste. You can't afford to ignore a lot of these issues in our community. And I'm gonna break a whole lot of stuff down in this video today in this live stream that a lot of our brothers don't want to talk about, because a lot of these brothers fear that they might get canceled. I've seen people in the FBA community talk, oh, we need to cancel these people and cancel these people. I'm gonna tell you this. When you start canceling people, what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring in a whole lot of fake individuals who's gonna grift for content to make money, but they're not gonna be real about anything, right? Hold on. This is what we're gonna do with this coward. So you don't really want that, right? You want people to speak their mind and see who they really are. I love the fact that Love Jones spoke on what she decided to speak on. It was a beautiful thing. You got to let people be who they are to see the truth. And my thing is this. You can't cancel Love Jones, right? I'm going to tell you why you're not going to be able to cancel Love Jones, right? Because unfortunately, there's a lot of women in our community, regardless of what you guys might say. I know the truth because I deal with women. I still chop game. I still pull women. I'm macking. I'm using my mouthpiece, so I'm out there. So I know exactly, I understand exactly what's going on when it comes to modern females. A lot of our conscious brothers refuse to accept that a lot of our females, a lot of women in our community think just like this. So when it comes to Love Jones, she's not alone. Love Jones is not alone. A lot of women in our community share the same mindset. Am I saying all of them? Absolutely not. But unfortunately, there's a large percentage of them who do. There's a lot of women who want you to give them money to take them on a date. A lot of women want you to spend your money on them, and you don't even know if you like her as a person. So what did I tell you guys a month ago? I don't know if you realized when I said it and I addressed it. I said, when the heat comes, she's going to say, I was just playing. When the heat comes and the community decides to hold her accountable, you know what she's going to say? Man, that video was satire. I was just playing. Man, that video was satire, man. I was just playing. I predicted this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I was saying, once the heat comes, that's exactly what she gonna say. Oh no, I was just playing around. That was a parody. That was satire. What else was she gonna say? What else could she say? Oh, I'm gonna tell you what else she could have said. She could have said, you know what, I apologize. I was tripping. I was out of line for that. I love y'all, brothers, right? She didn't say that, right? She said, I'm just playing. You guys are being too sensitive and emotional. I was just playing. That's the psychological mind games that a lot of these women play if you allow them to do it. I knew she was going to turn around and say I was just playing. For one, listen, there's two things that she was going to do. Either she was going to hold herself accountable or pretend like she was just playing. And I got enough common sense. I deal with enough modern females to know how they think. She wasn't going to hold herself. The last thing that she was going to do was hold herself accountable. That's the last thing that she was going to do. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I said, nah, I bet my bottom dollar she's going to say she was just playing or it was satire. And that's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did. I said, oh, man, she going to do two things. She don't seem like the type of woman. She don't strike me as the type of woman that's going to hold herself accountable. So I said, no, I don't think she's going to do that. She's not going to sit up there and apologize and make it seem like she was wrong. Nah, I don't really see that happening. Her ego is too big and too many simps want to sleep with her. So in her mind, she believes that she's this top tier woman. So she's not going to hold herself accountable for that. I got enough knowledge and game when it comes to women to understand how they think. I got enough common sense to understand how they operate. So I already knew she's going to say, I was just playing. And she's going to flip it and say, black men are just being emotional. You're too sensitive. You're being too emotional. You're being too sensitive. I was just playing. So that's how she's going to flip it and play psychological mind games. flip it on you to make it seem like you're being too sensitive. I was just playing. You black men are too sensitive. The reality of it is this: Love Jones, everything she said in this video is exactly how she really feels. She can mask it and flip it and try to pretend like she was just playing. This woman wasn't playing. This right here is exactly how she feels. And I appreciate Love Jones for being honest. You know why you can't cancel Love Jones? Because a lot of women still gonna support her regardless. Simps who want to look at her breasts still gonna support her regardless. So when you think about the fact that black men are weak and most of us are governed and controlled by our lust, you're not gonna be able to cancel this woman. The FBA community will try to cancel me before they cancel this woman. I'm gonna say it again. The FBA community will try to cancel me before they cancel this woman. I promise you that. For one, she got a lot of simps that's going to support her regardless. For two, there's a lot of women that's going to support her regardless. Why? Because a lot of women in our community agree with this mindset. A lot of women in our community operate like this. It's an unfortunate thing, but I got to give you the facts. I can't sugarcoat nothing.
And say anything. It's like they get on the internet and say anything.
So tell me why I saw this black man, this random black man just walking down the street, and I was like, yo, I need $125.
Huh?
And he was like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why would I just give you $125? Like, who you talking to? Not me. So I said, that's why you ugly anyway with your ass hairline. I keeps it moving. I see another. I was like, maybe let me.
I see another ninja.
Ugly anyway with your ass hairline. Like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why would I just give you $125? Like, who you talking to? Not me. So I said, that's why you ugly anyway with your ass hairline. I keeps it moving. I see another. I was like, maybe let me just ask, let me lower it a little bit. I said, hey, yo, what's up, shorty? Can I get $100? Once again, I'm met with resistance. Like, why y'all can't just give me what the I asked for? This is why this is losing. This is why y'all losing. This is why other races of men is doing better. Because when I ask another man of another ethnicity for some money, he gives it to me. He doubles it. He triples it. He quadruples it. He kisses my feet. He brings me peace. He takes me out. He flies me out. I don't have those issues. This is why black men are losing.
See, Love Jones did videos about, she did a live stream about dating other races of men, right? And she said she used to hang around a lot of non-black people, and she's dated non-black men, so it makes sense. Listen, Love Jones been talking like this, man. You guys are late to the game. That's what I mean when I say some of you guys are so pro-black to the fact you got some of you guys, not all of you, salute to my real brothers, right? But some of you guys are so pro-black to the point to where you became a simp for black women. So much to the point to where you offer no correction for their bad behavior. I'm talking about the ones who speak like Love Jones. I'm talking about the ones who carry themselves like this, the ones who subscribe to this mindset. Those are the black women that I'm talking about. Not talking about all black women. I'm talking about the ones who subscribe to this mindset, like a man need to be helping me with my bills or giving me money if he wants to date me. That mentality, right? Unfortunately, there's a lot of women like that in our community. And like I said, you got women like that in other communities as well, but I'm addressing our community. I'll get on the white women and the Latino women later. Right now, I'm speaking directly to the black community. I'm speaking directly to black women. This mindset has poisoned the minds of young black females. Look at what Young Miami do. She up there at the BET Awards. She raps about prostitution. She speaks about men giving her money. This right here is the same mindset. A lot of this stuff comes from the music, the culture. A lot of these black female rappers promote prostitution. Tell women that a man needs to be paying your bills, or if he ain't helping you with your bills, you don't need to be dealing with him, girl. That's the mindset that's promoted to a lot of black females, unfortunately. And right here, This is a prime example of the city girls mindset, the Megan Thee Stallion mindset. You know what I'm saying? And the list goes on. I'm gonna play it one more time and we're gonna go to the next clip.
Season of Love is Blind. Nice guy. We've talked about this. Don't.
It's like the internet and say anything.
So tell me why I saw this black man, this random black man just walking down the street, and I was like, yo, I need $125.
Huh?
And he was like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why would I just give you $125? Like, who you talking to? Not me. So I said, that's why you ugly anyway with your ass hairline. I keeps it moving. I see another. I was like, maybe let me just ask, let me lower it a little bit. I said, hey, yo, what's up, shorty? Can I get $100? Once again, I met with resistance. Like, why y'all can't just give me what the I asked for? This is why this is losing. This is why y'all losing. This is why other races of men is doing better. Because when I ask another man of another ethnicity for some money, he gives it to me. He doubles it. He triples it. He quadruples.
Now, if these women are so independent, why do they stay begging for money? Like, if you don't need a man and you're equal to a man, why does a man need to give you money? My thing is this, man. I'm gonna show you how backwards society is and how a lot of black men became simps. Some of our brothers are so conscious to the point to where they became full-blown simps. They offer no correction to the women. Listen, how you gonna say men and women are equal, but when it comes to money, they want you to spend the money. They want to hold you to the standard of being a traditional man, where you spend all your money to support them. But at the same time, they want to be equals. How are we equals if I got to pay for your lifestyle? How are we equals if I got to help you every time you fall short? We're supposed to be equal, right? So if we're supposed to be equal, you shouldn't be begging for money. You got the same opportunities that men get. Women, listen, homies, women got jobs just like men do. Why do I need to take care of a woman who feels like she's my equal? That doesn't even make sense. It'd be one thing if these women were humble and they listened to you and they fell in line and got on your program and you provided for her because she compliments you, she respects you. She holds on to your every word. She believes in your leadership. She believes in your vision. So if you got a woman that's rocking with you like that and she's bringing value to your life, there's nothing wrong with doing nice things for her. But women like this, they're mouthy, they got bad attitudes, and they still want you to give them money. Now imagine a woman who's a feminist. She's mouthy with a bad attitude. A lot of these chicks are single moms. They got babies from other men. So a lot of times when they're asking for money, they're using that money to support their kids that they didn't have by another man. These are the same women that's going to be mouthy, loud, and disrespectful. She's not going to listen to you, but at the same time, she wants your black ass to give her money. She wants your black ass to finance her lifestyle. But at the same time, she's going to say, we supposed to be equal. Okay, if we're supposed to be equal, you need to be spending money just like I spend money. I don't need to take care of somebody that's my equal. Doesn't make sense.
Quadruples it. He kisses my feet. He brings me peace. He takes me out. He flies me out. I don't have those issues. This is why black men are losing.
If men and women are equal, there's no need for black men to provide for women. Women got enough money to take care of themselves. Stop trying to say we're equal, but then you want a man to take care of you. I'm just saying, like, make it make sense. And my thing is this, man. These people will try to cancel me before they cancel this woman. I promise you. A lot of black women agree with this, and a lot of simps gonna support her regardless. So you might have some people who say, oh, I ain't rocking. Yeah, you're gonna have those people who say that. But overall, a large percentage of black women still gonna rock with her. A large percentage of black men who happen to be simps, they're still gonna support this woman. Anytime you see one of these chicks come on camera showing their breasts, you already know what it is. You got to be a damn fool to believe that this woman is conscious. Love Jones did a live stream about dating white men or non-black men. This ain't the first time Love Jones has said something greasy about black men. I'm not saying we need to cancel Love Jones. I don't give a damn. She can do whatever she want to do. Because like I said, canceling Love Jones ain't going to fix the problems in our community. Because unfortunately, there's a whole lot of women in our community who think just like this. She's not alone. Oh no, by far, homie, she's not alone. Let's go to this clip right here.
Season of Love is Blind. Nice guy. We've talked about this. Have we not talked about this? And I literally said they always say, "Oh, we don't want a nice guy. We only want a Pookie and a Ray Ray." And I said because a lot of nice guys don't have good personalities. They literally be terrible fucking people. They be insufferable. They have no emotional regulation. A lot of them are just not funny. They have no
If you guys really thought that this woman was conscious, you guys are simps, man. I gotta be real with black men. Some of you guys are so pro-black to the point to where you became a simp. So much to the point to where you can't see the games that's being played, right? You can't even see the games that's being played right in your face with a lot of these women who are chameleons. And you guys supposed to be conscious. You guys are supposed to be intelligent. You can't even see this. Oh my God, man. This ain't the first time Love Jones has said something stupid about black men. It's not the first and it's not going to be the last. Come on, y'all. It's time to wake up, man. Call a white man out, cool. But when you're so pro-black to the point to where you can't see the games that a lot of women in your community are playing, you ain't got no damn business trying to lead men, because what you're showing us is it's easy for women to deceive you. It's easy for women to play you. It's impossible for you to be a leader of men when you can't even recognize the play that's coming from a lot of these women who are grifting into FBA content. And never thought like this prior to social media. I've been militant. I've been on some black stuff. I've been about going to war with the anti-black Latinos and the white man. I already been about that way before YouTube. I already was talking about Black Panthers and black consciousness, black men being more militant, black men being more dominant. I was speaking like this way before YouTube. You can listen, homie. You can ask anybody who knew me in real life. They're gonna say Red was talking about this way before he became a content creator. Everything you heard him saying about women, he was talking like that in real life. Everything you heard Red say about consciousness and pro-blackness, he was saying that way before the internet.
Season of Love is Blind. Nice guy. We've talked about this. Have we not talked about this? And I literally said they always say, "Oh, we don't want a nice guy. We only want a Pookie and a Ray Ray." And I said because a lot of nice guys don't have good personalities. They literally be terrible fucking people. They be insufferable. They have no emotional regulation. A lot of them are just not funny. They have no personality. They just feel like.
Now, I'm going to show you where Love Jones is actually right about this, right? I'm not trying to cancel this sister. I just want her to do better. I'm not trying to counsel her. I'm just calling out the mentality. Love Jones, I ain't got no smoke with you, baby, but I have to correct some things at the same time. Now, Love Jones made a good point right here. A lot of black men, and not just black men. Well, since we're talking about black issues, I'm gonna say black men. If I hold black women accountable, I gotta hold black men accountable. Let me hold the brothers accountable real quick. A lot of you guys think because you have a good job and good credit that means a woman should be attracted to you. A lot of you guys are corny. You don't have personality, and you can't get the punani wet. They're not attracted to you. See, I don't care how much money you got or how successful you think you are. That doesn't mean that a woman is going to be attracted to you, right? So this is where you get the lames. A lot of these black guys on internet. I got a good job, good credit. I still can't get a decent black woman. All they want to sleep with is the Pokies and Ray Rays. They don't even want to give me none. They give Pookie and Ray Ray everything and don't want to give me none. So what happens is they start to shame black women for the type of men that they're attracted to. They shame them for that, right? And a lot of guys are doing it. Let me tell you something. Money doesn't make women attracted to you. They will use you for what you have to offer, but it doesn't mean that she's attracted to you. And unfortunately, you got a lot of guys with money who are corny. They lack personality. They're not attracted to you. You can't get her wet down there. And he'll say, well, I got this, I got that. I should have my pick of the litter when it comes to black women. No, you shouldn't. It's the same thing when black women say, I'm educated, I got a good job. Your money and education doesn't make men attracted to you. You might have a horrible personality, baby. You might be a feminist. You might be the type of woman that's not in tune with reality. Let me tell you something. Oh, I can't find a man on my level. Well, the men on your level don't want women like you. And it's the same thing with a lot of these dudes. They'll start saying, well, I got a good job, good credit. Yeah, that's cool. Congratulations. None of that means that you're good with women. You know how many men I know who got money, but they're terrible with women? Good brother, man. Good credit, good job, good career, but he's terrible with women. He's corny. He's socially awkward. No mouthpiece, no game, a certified lame, and the women just ain't feeling you, bro. You can't use your accomplishments to make women like you. They might use you for what you have to offer, but it doesn't mean that they actually like you. And a lot of you men have to understand that. Stop thinking you can use money or your so-called perceived success to make these women attracted to you. A lot of guys think just because they got that, then that means they should have women. You have no game. You're not charismatic. Your personality sucks. You're corny. You're goofy. The women ain't attracted to you. I don't give a damn how much money you got, bro. I want you guys to listen closely to what she said. I know I had to talk, but I had to break down some game.
Season of Love is Blind. Nice guy. We've talked about this. Have we not talked about this? And I literally said they always say, "Oh, we don't want a nice guy. We only want a Pookie and a Ray Ray." And I said because a lot of nice guys don't have good personalities. They literally be terrible fucking people. They be insufferable. They have no emotional regulation. A lot of them are just not funny. They have no personality. They just feel like, oh, well, I have a lot of baggage and I have a good career and I'm educated. I was able to retain information enough to where I could like obtain a degree. It doesn't mean that you are the type of guy that a woman would be interested in. So just because you're a nice guy doesn't mean you're a suitable mate. We talk about that, right? And thank you, Faith, because I see people mentioning that now, and I'm like, these are all of my talking points. And I be thinking like, damn, because now that I be on TikTok a lot, I be like, damn, I be on TikTok a lot, and I see a lot of people using my same talking points. Not saying they watch my YouTube show or they're copying off of me, but I'd be like, when I give my take, and it's the same things that I've been saying for the past 2-3 years, it doesn't come across as original.
Let me tell you, I would never look at a woman like this and think that she was conscious. I would say she's grifting. I would say that she's a chameleon, that she's grifting. I would never believe that she was conscious. So a lot of you guys who thought that she was like this rider for the FBA community and she was just so conscious, you guys lack game and common sense. You have no awareness when it comes to women. This ain't the first time that Love Jones has said something greasy about FBA men. She been talking this way. Love Jones been like this way before she came to the internet. I got enough game to see that. She been like this way before the internet. She feel like black men are sorry and trifling and no good. That's really how she feels about black men. So for you guys, for you guys, like to all you guys who claim to be intelligent, how come you guys suck when it comes to women? You can see everything that white supremacists are doing, but you can't see the things that a lot of women in our community are doing. For some reason, either you give a blind eye to it, or you're so gang goofy that it goes over your head. You can't see it for what it really is. It's either two things. Either you're giving a blind eye to it, or you're so damn gang goofy that you don't recognize the play that's going on right in front of your face.
Literally said this 2 years ago, and now everybody's saying the same shit. You know what I mean? But I literally would always say, like, they want us to be with a nice guy. The nice guys don't be suitable partners. They haven't done any type of work on themselves. But guys that were like in a street life or
Love Jones spoke about dating non-black men. And I already know what some gang goofy getting on. Oh, that don't mean nothing. Yes, it does. Yes, it means a whole lot. When you sit up there and you allow the pink man to insert himself inside of you, it's going to change you as a woman. You're going to start to think different. A lot of these women get dumped by white men, then they come back to the black community, then they run to the conscious community. You got to be on the lookout for that. There's a lot of women who've been piped down by the pink man. She went out there looking for pink meat. It didn't work. Now she's running back to the conscious community to pretend like she's conscious, and she been down with black folks the whole time. You got to be on the lookout for women like that. There's a lot of women infiltrating the FBA community who are former divestors, who were former pink meat chasers, divestors and pink meat chasers. Unfortunately, we have women who fall in that category flocking to the conscious community. And don't think for 1 second that I don't know what I'm talking about. You would be crazy to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to take it from the beginning. I'm going to shut up. She's going to tell you that your money doesn't make you attracted to her. She'll take your money. She'll use you for what you have to offer, but it doesn't mean that she's attracted to you. So to all you gang goofy Gilligans, Triple G gang goofy Gilligans, who think that your money and your credit and your career should make a woman attracted to you, you are sadly mistaken.
Nice guy. We've talked about this. Have we not talked about this? And I literally said they always say, "Oh, we don't want a nice guy. We only want a Pookie and a Ray Ray." And I said because a lot of nice guys don't have good personalities. They literally be terrible fucking people. They be insufferable. They have no emotional regulation. A lot of them are just not funny. They have no personality. They just feel like, oh, well, I have a lot of baggage and I have a good career and I'm educated. I was able to retain information enough to where I could like obtain a degree. It doesn't mean that you are the type of guy that a woman would be interested in. So just because you're a nice guy doesn't mean you're a suitable mate. We talk about that, right? And thank you, Faith, because I see people mentioning that now, and I'm like, these are all of my talking points. And I be thinking like, damn, because now that I be on TikTok a lot, I be like, damn, I be on TikTok a lot, and I see a lot of people using my same talking points. Not saying they watch my YouTube show or they're copying off of me, but I'd be like, when I give my take, and it's the same things that I've been saying for the past 2-3 years, it doesn't come across as original because I literally said this 2 years ago, and now everybody's saying the same shit. You know what I mean?
Everybody's saying the same shit. Man, come on. This is obvious, Love Jones. I said this years ago myself. Matter of fact, I've been saying it way before you because I'm truly laced with this gang. I'm the original, the authentic. That's really in it. Check game. If you've been watching my channel, right? Do you guys remember my original channel, Red Supreme TV1? The haters got it terminated. The busters got my main channel terminated. They reported my channel for hate speech. YouTube snatched it down, whatever. I've said this 5 years ago, bro. I've been telling men that money doesn't mean that you have having money doesn't mean that a woman will be attracted to you. You know, there's a lot of corny guys with money. You know how many corny guys out there with money? And let me tell you something, paying 100% ain't gonna make her submit either. I know a bunch of beta male simps who then tricked and paid women's bills in exchange for cheap thrills, and she still disrespected them. You got a dude on the internet by the name of Poppy C, something like that. He wiped up a single mother, paid for everything. She still divorced his dumb ass. And I ain't got nothing against you, Poppy, but I got to be real about the mindset. I got to be real about the mentality. King Supreme got to call it out. He thought paying 100% will make that woman submit. Let me tell you why that's not true. A woman, a female, would take all your money. She'll take money from a trick and turn around and give it to a pimp. Let me say that again. A woman will take money from a trick and turn around and give that same money to a mother effing pimp. So paying 100% ain't going to make her submit. Your mentality, your manhood and masculinity is what's going to make that woman submit. No amount of money is going to make any woman submit. Now, I hear people say, well, if you provide it, it'll make a woman feminine. Listen, that woman has to be feminine when you meet her. Providing for her and taking care of her ain't going to make her feminine if she's been a masculine, unruly woman her whole life. So it goes back to what I'm saying. Paying 100% ain't going to make her submit. You can't use money to make a woman feminine. Either she's feminine or not. Providing for a woman ain't going to make her feminine. The same way that money can't make a man masculine. You know how many beta males got money, but ain't got a damn masculine bone in their body? Several of them. Money can't make a man masculine. Providing for a woman ain't gonna make her feminine. She's either feminine or she's not. When it comes to a man, he's either masculine or he's not. Money does not make a man masculine. Never. That's something that you must possess naturally. Money can't pay for that. You a fool if you think money You a fool if you think you can use money to purchase masculinity. You a fool if you think paying 100% is going to make that woman submit. Your money is going to make her respect you. No, the hell it's not.
But I literally would always say, like, they want us to be with a nice guy. The nice guys don't be suitable partners. They haven't done any type of work on themselves.
Pimping ain't dead. It's a mentality, bro. There's many ways to pimp. Sending a woman to the track to bring money back to you, that's not the only form of pimpery. But I understand you don't understand the mentality of a pimp. You don't know what the hell is really about. I'm not telling men to be pimps. I'm not telling men to be players. I'm telling men to be men. That's it. Pimping runs much deeper than just sending a woman out there to get you some money. You see what I'm saying? It's a lifestyle. It's a mentality. It's a way that you operate. It's a way that you live. But I don't expect for squares and beta males to understand that. Can you dig it? But check it. All I'm saying is this. I don't care how much money you spend on that woman. That's not going to make her appreciate you. It's not going to make her feminine. I don't give a damn how much money you give a man. If he's a beta male, he's going to be a beta male with money. He's just going to be a simp with money. No amount of money can make any man masculine. Period. When you meet a woman, either she's feminine or she's not. Stop thinking that you can use money to make a masculine woman feminine. It's never going to work. It's like, listen, this is what you're doing. Let me tell you guys what you're doing. That's like if you wear a size 12 shoe and you keep trying to put on a size 10, it's not going to fit. You keep trying to force something to fit that doesn't fit. That's exactly what you're doing. So when you get a woman who's been mouthy, combative, and unruly her whole life, and you think you're going to use money to make her feminine, she'll pretend to be feminine. She'll use you for what you have to offer, but she'll never be feminine. She'll pretend to be feminine, but in reality, she's never going to be.
But guys that were like in a street life or, you know, doing a bunch of crazy wild stuff shit, they seem to be more charming. They have better interpersonal skills. They're better at sex. Like, they know how to do people. They know how to hold conversations. They know how to be chameleon.
Let me tell you something. A woman's upbringing is what makes her feminine, not some simp who gonna spend all his money and give her the red carpet treatment, even if she don't deserve it. Nah, homie. A woman's upbringing is what makes her feminine. A man's upbringing is what makes him masculine. No amount of money can purchase femininity. No amount of money can purchase masculinity. You can't purchase that with money. Femininity and masculinity cannot be purchased with money. That's something that you must possess naturally. Feminine women were raised to be feminine. Masculine men were raised to be masculine. You can't listen. Listen. Let's say we take a beta male right now. We get this beta male $5 million. You think he gonna stop being a beta male because he got money? If we took a simp and say, "Hey man, we're gonna put $5 million in your bank account," you think that beta male is gonna become a masculine man just because we gave him some money? Absolutely not. He's gonna be who he's gonna be. Money ain't gonna change who he is. Take a woman that's mouthy, unruly, and masculine. I don't give a damn how much you take care of her. She's still going to be a mouthy, unruly woman because that's how she was raised. It has a lot to do with her upbringing. So no amount of money is going to turn that woman feminine. And a lot of you beta males and tricks, a lot of you beta males and simps, unfortunately, had to learn the hard way, thinking that you could pay 100% and this mouthy, unruly woman is somehow going to submit.
And fit into any situation. So this is why a lot of women fall for, y'all call them bad guys. They don't be bad guys. It's qualities, certain qualities that certain types of men have that's attractive. It's not because he's gang banging or slanging this or doing that. It's because he knows how to do people. And the nice nerdy guy that y'all say we don't want, the educated lame, it's not, we don't not want him because he's educated or because he's nice. It's because he has no other qualities that's attractive. And men don't think that they need to work on themselves. Like, work on yourself. Become a good person.
Some men don't feel like they need to work on themselves if they got money. Just like some women who feel like, well, if I'm beautiful, they don't have to work on themselves because men want them regardless. So the mentality works both ways. I just said it before and I'll say it again. A lot of men think because they have money, they don't have to work on themselves. You know how many beta males got money? There's a lot of rainbow community men who got money. They ain't got a masculine bone in their body. There's a lot of beta males, tricks, and simps who got money and they ain't got a masculine bone in their body. Please understand that, right? So a lot of these simps who lack personality, who lack game, you know, a lot of beta males used to come to my comment section and say this when I used to do dating content, when I really used to do dating content. I don't need game. I got money. I said, you know how many tricks with money got played by women who didn't want them? You always gonna need some game. Game ain't nothing but knowledge, wisdom, and information. I'm talking about game as in information, not game as in playing games. There's a big difference. And a lot of you beta males and squares, a lot of you people just don't understand that for what it is. So I'm gonna say it again. Game ain't nothing but knowledge, wisdom, and information. I'm not talking about game as in playing games. I'm talking about game as in giving people knowledge, wisdom, and information. That's what game is to real maxing players like me. Not game as in playing games. I don't play games. I give you the facts. I'm going to tell you what it is. So let me get back to what I'm saying. A lot of females who look good, they got a lot of men who want them, and they mind they don't need to change nothing because they got a lot of men who want them regardless. Why do I need to change for you? I got 50 men in my DMs who want me. So in her mind, her shit don't stink. In her mind, I don't need to listen to no man because several of men already want me. So she's not humble. She's combative. She's mouthy. She's unruly. She got an ego because of all the beta males and simps who tells her she's beautiful all day. So in her mind, she don't need to submit to no man because there's several of men who want her. So why does she need to submit to one? And unfortunately, that becomes the mentality of a lot of modern females. I ain't finna listen to no man unless he paying my bills. The city girls lifestyle, the Megan Thee Stallions, you know, the raunchy ghetto female rappers who are sexual, who are over sexualized, and they promote that mentality to black females in the community. Why you think you got so many females? It ain't helping me with my bill. I ain't listening to them. You know.
Work on your personality. No, it's not about.
If you're asking me to drop the link and you got a fake profile, man, just kick yourself in the behind and keep moving. You're not gonna get my attention. If you don't have a real picture and you're coming up here with a fake profile or troll, I'm not even paying you no attention. If you're so much of a coward to where you don't have a real profile picture, don't even speak to me. Shut up and keep it moving.
Being toxic. I'm saying I'm talking about qualities and characteristics. You have to work on your personality. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know.
Now, Love Jones is right about this. Listen, man, when somebody's right, they're right. What Love Jones said is a lot of you men with money, you're corny. You lack personality. Now, this woman got some nice melons. A lot of men watch her channel just to look at her melons. They're nice. They're big. They're plump. She got some nice lips. A lot of men want to, you know, see what it do in the bedroom. That's why they look at Love Jones. But on a real though, check this out. What she said is true. She said a lot of you guys are corny and you think because you got a good career and money that means that a woman should be attracted to you. And that's not how it works. That's not how nature works. A woman is attracted to what she's attracted to naturally. White men created money. The concept of currency and money, that comes from Europeans. So when you think about how people operated before money was printed, that's when you're going back to the true essence of ourselves and who we really are. So at the end of the day, a woman, listen, at the end of the day, a woman will use you for what you have to offer, but it doesn't mean that she likes you. It doesn't mean that she's naturally attracted to you. She's just using you for what you have to offer. And unfortunately, a lot of you simps fall in that category, getting used by women who really don't like you, getting used by women who really don't even respect you. So if anything, she's telling your dumb ass the truth. Your money don't make me wet. In so many words, she's telling you beta males and sims that your money don't make her wet. She's not attracted to you. You're corny. You lack personality. Your money can't make up for that. I use this fool to take me on a date. He can take me to get some food. He can pay my bills, but I don't really like that fool like that. You know how many women talk like that when you suckers ain't around? They call Red Supreme. Hey, Preem, I just looked. Hey, man, this fool took me on a date. He spent $400 on a date. I didn't give him none. I went home and he called me. He said, hey, baby, I want to take you out again. I said, sure, we can go on a date in another week. I'm busy. So now you got to wait a whole nother 2 weeks to take this broad on a date who really don't like you, who really don't like you at all. So if anything, she's telling you men that your money, you know, your money ain't going to change the fact that she's not attracted to you. Let's go.
You have to be captivating and entertaining. You also have to live life so that you can have versatile things to talk about. If you've done nothing in your life, you've never taken a risk, you've never taken a chance, you have no stories to tell.
A female will take money from a simp and give it to a pimp. So that destroys the mindset. Well, if I pay 100%, that'll make her feminine. That'll make her submit. You're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. A woman will take money from a simp and give it to a pimp. They do it all the time. So I don't know where you beta males and simps, you beta males and tricks think, well, as long as you provide for a woman, she'll listen to you. You man, you a fool if you believe that. Paying a woman's bills don't make her respect you. Paying a woman's bills doesn't make her attracted to you. How do you operate? What do you stand for? What type of manly codes do you stand by? That's why women respect you. They respect you based on what you stand for, based on who you are as a man, and no amount of money can change those facts. Society has lied to you men. Stop thinking that money gonna make a woman feminine. Money does not make women feminine. If she's been masculine, mouthy, and unruly her whole life, spending money ain't gonna make her feminine. Paying 100% for this woman ain't gonna make her submit, ain't gonna make her feminine. Listen, a woman's upbringing got a whole lot to do with her personality. If she wasn't raised to be feminine, no amount of money could change that. The same thing with a man. If he wasn't raised to be manly and masculine, no amount of money could change that.
Everybody likes a storyteller. You need to know how to be entertaining. Women, especially women like me, I don't want to always have to entertain a man. Sometimes I just want to sit there and don't say shit.
Shout out to my boy Phil Scott, man. Phil Scott dropped a video about one thing I like about Phil Scott. He talks about the consciousness, the pro-blackness, but he's real about what's going on in the dating game and why a lot of women and a lot of men are having problems today. So shout out to Phil Scott for saying, like, you know what? I'm conscious and I'm pro-black, but I got to be honest about what's going on between men and women in this dating market. You can't be so pro-black to the point to where you're ignoring reality when it comes to your own damn people.
Now, this woman is really wondering where.
Hey, Phil, man, I'm digging that intro, man. I'm digging that.
Now, this woman is really wondering where are the men? Where are they at? She just shocked about one of her favorite.
You see how these cowards keep coming up in here with fake profiles, demanding that they get my attention. Listen, if you want to speak to King Supreme, put a real profile picture up, hit the link, and I bring your monkey ass up to speak. Don't get lost, you booty boy, you body boy. Hey man, let's hear what Phil had to say about modern dating.
Favorite creators, where one of her favorite creators went through on some dates. Let's go ahead and check out what this woman has to say, and there's a reason for some of this.
Where are the men who love women and wants a real woman in their life? One of my favorite creators here just said she was stood up 3 times in a row. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's disciplined, she has a good job, makes good money, has some hobbies, and she could cook well. What is going on in the world?
Now, not to know.
That doesn't mean that she's compatible with men. I want y'all to hear that again.
Money, has some hobbies, and she could cook.
She got money. Okay, that's good for her. Having money doesn't mean that you're compatible with a man. You know how many women I met who can cook, they got good jobs, but they're terrible when it comes to men? They're mouthy, they're unruly, they're not agreeable. They always got something to say. They feel like they can challenge a man's authority because they got a little bit of money. Don't no man want to be bothered with that. Your money and your career doesn't make you wife material. Let me say this to you ladies. Your education, your occupation, your money and career does not mean that you are wife material. The same way I told these simps and beta males, their money, their education and career don't make them masculine men. It doesn't mean that a woman's going to be attracted to you because you make a certain amount of money. Granted. Yeah, that's all good. And I'm not down talking that. But none of that means that a woman is going to be attracted to you. Some of you guys are gang goofy. You're corny. You lack personality. You're socially awkward. So there it is. It don't matter what you got. She's not attracted. Same thing with you women. Your money and education, your occupation does not make you wife material at all. Why is it so hard for black people to understand these simple things?
Look, well, what is going on? Love.
Creators, where one of her favorite creators went through on some dates. Let's go ahead and check out what this woman has to say. And there's a reason for some of this.
Where are the men who love women and wants a real woman in their life? One of my favorite creators here just said she was stood up 3 times in a row. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's disciplined, she has a good job, makes good money, has some hobbies, and she could cook well. What is going on in the world?
Now, not to know who these guys are and what their communications were, you know, that many people standing up this one woman. I mean, you know, I kind of question, what is it about her? Why did they do it that many in a row? You know, like they say, if 2, 3, 4 different people do the same thing regarding to you, then it may just be you, not the other people who don't even know each other, right? But aside from that, you're saying, where are the men who love women? I'm going to tell you where they at. They're in the house. They're not in the bar. They're not hanging out in the club. If you go to a club these days, just walk in there and look. There's a gang of women hanging out with each other, dancing with each other. There may be some guys in there, but it's a gang of women. Don't even talk about a place like Atlanta. I remember the last time I went to Atlanta, I've never seen so many women hanging out with each other before. And no, they wasn't on no LGBT.
Yeah, because when you, like you said, you made a good point. When you chase a woman, she running. And you ain't got no business dealing with a woman who's running away from you. Let's get back to it.
I know you like people like to bring that up about Atlanta. No, they wasn't. It was a gang of women. And when I walked in that place with my family, they all was staring at me like I was like, we don't see this every day. And I'm like, you know, because it was a gang. I've never seen that many women sitting with each other. It wasn't no nightclub I went to or nothing like that. It was a restaurant in Atlanta. And I'm like, well, I was thinking like, not too many brothers walking around with their families or something around here in Atlanta. Like, what's going on? You know, but it was just quite interesting to see that many women huddled up like this. And, you know, most of those women that you see, a lot of them in Atlanta, they got themselves together. Like this sister say, they got, you know, education. They got, a lot of them got money, whatever. And they even have a hard time out there in places like that. But a lot of guys are in the house. A lot of guys have given up, okay? They're not going to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the truth. A lot of them will say, you know what? I'll just chill in the house. A lot of them been priced out of the dating market, beyond with you. A lot of them have been priced out. Now, how they been priced out? Not because of inflation. No, inflation didn't price them out, the dating market.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and shout out to Phil for breaking this down. You know, when a woman saying, men are just intimidated by my success and money, they're not intimidated. They don't want to deal with your BS. They want to deal with your nonsense. So a lot of women lie to themselves for the reason why they can't get certain men. So instead of them saying he's just not attracted to me, he don't like my mentality, he don't like my personality, they'll just say he was intimidated by the fact that I make more money. You know, that's the dumb stuff that women say to themselves so that they can feel better. When in reality, it has nothing to do with any of that. Well, all these men, they're just intimidated about my education, my conversation, and money. Man, you think men really give a damn about that? That's the dumb things that women tell themselves to feel better about why they can't get the type of man they want. Several of women have lied to themselves by saying that these men are just intimidated. I'm too successful. Nah, they just don't want you. They don't want you. Has nothing to do with being intimidated.
What priced them out of the dating market is websites like TikTok. Now, what TikTok has to do with it? TikTok, from what my observation, has been the engine to cause a lot of relationship problems. Let me give you an example. TikTok has been one of the platforms that have amplified that hypergamy messaging. TikTok has been a place that really amplified celebrating divorce culture, amplifying, oh, I don't need men. I'm saying I'd rather be by myself, whatever. And it's like TikTok amplifies that, right? Well, if TikTok is amplifying that, for example, in their algorithms, and more women who will be influenced, and women are influenced by other women, yes, they are. And more of them get on that, well, then men, what are they going to do? Well, you price out the dating market. You want a woman.
See, he's right about that. And this is what a lot of our FBA brothers ain't being honest about this. A lot of black females are teaching young girls how to be prostitutes and users of men. So with that being said, men are paying attention. They, game recognized game. So a lot of men say, man, I'm not going to date these women. This is why you got passport bros and stuff like this. Now, a lot of those passport bros are simps, but some of these passport bros are players. Just depends. You got beta males, tricks, and simps in the FBA community, just like you got beta males, tricks, and simps in the passport community. Beta males, tricks, and simps are everywhere. I don't give a damn what lifestyle of men we're talking about. You got police officers who are tricks. You got gang members who are tricks and simps. You got blue collar workers that are tricks and simps. You got white collar men that are beta male tricks and simps. You got politicians who are beta males, tricks, and simps. So what I'm saying is beta males, tricks, and simps exist in every community. I don't give a damn what walk. I don't give a damn what race or what walk of life we're talking about. Every community is going to have their fair numbers of men who are beta males, tricks, and simps who will do anything for a woman just to get sex. You got simps like that in the FBA community. You got simps like that in the passport community. You got simps like that who happen to be black conservatives. So the mindset of a beta male, trick, and simp has nothing to do with your lifestyle, has nothing to do with your financial status. You got broke beta male tricks and simps. You got rich beta male tricks and simps. They exist everywhere. That's the reality. So let me get back to this. Hypergamy is promoted all across YouTube. And you got a lot of women who are saying, I'm not going to listen to no man unless he paying my bills. Or they're very superficial, or they feel like you need to be spending money on them, even though she wants to be your equal. So basically what you have now is a bunch of women who feel like they want to be equals, but they want you to spend all your money so you can take care of them like she's some damn child, as if she ain't a grown woman who makes her own damn money. Unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on in the community. There's a lot of that going on in today's society. So a lot of men have checked out of the game. Like, man, I'm not taking no broad on no date who think like that. I don't give a damn if she is black. I don't give a damn if she's black, white, Chinese, or Guapanese. I ain't spending my cheese. I ain't spending my bread. I'm done with them. So a lot of men have checked out based on those facts right there. They don't want to date women no more. It's just not worth the money. It ain't worth dealing with the headache. So a lot of men are looking in other places to find suitable women.
Celebrating divorce culture, amplifying, oh, I don't need men. I'm saying I'd rather be by myself, whatever. And it's like TikTok amplifies that, right? Well, if TikTok is amplifying that, for example, in their algorithms, and more women who will be influenced, and women are influenced by other women, yes, they are. And more of them get on that, well, then men, what are they going to do? Well, you price out the dating market. You want a woman, but you're not going to deal with this hypergamous crap. You're not going to you just met a woman yesterday and she asked you to get her nails and her feet done. Oh, you can get my nails and feet done so we can go on a date together. Like, that's not your girlfriend. That's not your wife. She has nothing with you like that. She got about 20 or 30 dudes in her phone, and you don't want to be the dummy that set up here and get her hands and feet done while another dude don't have to pay crap. And he gets everything. So a lot of men see things like that, like, yeah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I'm going to work. I'm try to enjoy my life best way I can. And that's that.
This is what they're going to say in response. Well, not all black women are like that. We never said all, but a whole lot of black women are. Just like you got a lot of white women like that. You got a lot of Latino women like that. It's affected. It ain't just black women. This mentality has affected women. All races of women in today's society has been affected with that, right? So when you got a lot of women who take on this mentality, like I ain't gonna mess with a man unless he's spending a certain amount of money, a lot of men have checked out. I mean, I'm not gonna date these broads. She already got, listen, homie, she already got 20 other dudes on her phone that she's entertaining. What do I look like taking a woman on a date and some of the dude is smashing it ain't doing nothing? Because guess what they do? She's having sex with somebody. She just ain't having sex with you. Somebody's hitting that late at night. It might not be you, but it's somebody else. And she used you as the simp to take her on a dinner, but she knows she know that she don't want to sleep with you. She knows she ain't attracted to you. She already got somebody knocking that thing down late at night. He don't want to take her on a date. He ain't got to take her on a date to get the panties. You take her on a date, spend money, and you still don't get the panties. So a lot of men have peeped the game. They're like, okay, she ain't sleeping with me, but she's sleeping with somebody. What the hell? I look like spending money on this broad, taking her on dates, and somebody's already hitting that. She's entertaining several men. So that's exactly what be going on in today's date market. So I don't want to hear nothing from you married men. And listen, I'm not knocking married men. I got homies who are married. What I'm saying is leave this conversation to the players. If you're not dating modern women or sleeping with them, you really don't know what you're talking about. Your information is outdated. These females already be entertaining multiple men already. And she's sleeping with somebody. She just ain't sleeping with you. She used you as the trick. She used you as the simp to take her to dinner. And you're taking her to dinner with hopes to go up in her. I'm going to say it again. You are taking her to dinner with hopes to go up in her. Meaning you want to have sex with her. That was the whole motivation of you taking this broad out on a date. You didn't take her on a date because she was just a great person or that you felt like she was a good person. You took her on a date because you wanted to sleep with her and for no other reason. Let me tell you something. Beta males, tricks, and simps don't spend money on females because they're good women. They spend money on them because they would like to sleep with them. You don't meet a woman that you don't know and spend all this money because you think she's a good person. You don't even know if she's a good person. So you're spending money because you're sexually motivated. You would like to sleep with her. Let's be real. Let's cut straight to the chase, baby. Let's cut straight to the chase. The mindset of a trick, the mindset of a sin. Do you think a man goes out there and say, I'm going to find a woman with a great personality and just spend a lot of money on her? Nope. You got ugly women. You got ugly women with great personalities. Men spend money on women that they're attracted to. I'm speaking about the average man. I'm not talking about the man that's laced with game. The average man, he's spending money and rolling out the red carpet based on a woman's looks, not based on the fact that she's a good woman. It ain't based on the fact that she's a good person. So in other words, you are rewarding bad behavior. You're telling her as long as she looks good, she can get a man to spend money on her. So there's no incentive for her to become a better woman because you're going to spend money all based on the fact that you find her attractive. You're not spending money on her because she's a good person. That's rarely the case.
On a woman, but you're not going to deal with this hypergamous crap. You're not going to you just met a woman yesterday and she asked you to get her nails and her feet done. Oh, we can get my nails and feet done so we can go on a date together. Like, that's not your girlfriend. That's not your wife. She has nothing with you like that. She got about 20 or 30 dudes in her phone, and you don't want to.
Man, you know, man, I'm going to spend a lot of money on her because she's such a great woman. You do that with your wife. You reward your wife or your woman that's been loyal to you. You're with her because you're attracted to her, and you reward her with good things because she's a good woman. I'm talking about you men who are meeting women that you don't know. You might have met her on a dating site. You might have met her at the mall. You might have met her at the grocery store. You decide to spend money on her, not because she's a good person. You don't even know if she's a good person. So you're only spending money because you would like to sleep with her. That's the mindset of tricks. That's what simps do. Oh, this woman look good. Let me go ahead and spend a whole lot of money. The whole time she's already entertaining other men, multiple men, and she's sleeping with somebody already. So when you understand the game, man, you just understand the game. I need y'all to get the likes up. I need all of y'all to get the likes up for this game right here, man.
TikTok has been one of the platforms that have amplified that hypergamy messaging. TikTok has been a place that really amplified celebrating divorce culture, amplifying, oh, I don't need men. I'm saying I'd rather be by myself, whatever. And it's like TikTok amplifies that. right? Well, if TikTok is amplifying that, for example, in their algorithms, and more women who will be influenced, and women are influenced by other women.
I gotta pause this again. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this. You know how a lot of men got this mentality, taking her to dinner with hopes to go up in her. I'm gonna say it again, taking her to dinner with hopes to go up in her, meaning that you are sexually driven, you are sexually motivated. You're not spending money on her because she's a good woman. You don't even know that. You don't even know what type of person she is. So your motivation for spending money is to sleep with her, taking her to dinner with hopes to go up in her. That's the mindset of most men today. So when men spend money on you, ladies, they're not spending money on you because you're a good woman. They're spending money because they want to sleep with you. That's exactly what these tricks do. That's exactly what these Sims do. They give her the red carpet treatment before they even know what type of person she is. It happens all the time.
Yes, they are. Messaging. TikTok has been a place that really amplified celebrating divorce culture. Amplifying, oh, I don't need men. I'm saying I'd rather be by myself, whatever. And it's like TikTok amplifies that, right? Well, if TikTok is amplifying that, for example, in their algorithms, and more women who will be influenced, and women are influenced by other women, yes, they are. And more of them get on that, well, then men, what are they going to do? Well, you price out the dating market. You want a woman, but you're not going to deal with this hypergamous crap. You're not going to you just met a woman yesterday and she asked you to get her nails and her feet done. Oh, you can get my nails and feet done so we can go on a date together. Like, that's not your girlfriend. That's not your wife. She has nothing with you like that. She got about 20 or 30 dudes in her phone, and you don't want to be the dummy that set up here and get her hands and feet done while another dude don't have to pay crap. And he gets everything. So a lot of men see things like that, like, yeah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I'm going to work. I'm try to enjoy my life best I can, and that's that. A lot of dudes see you coming and they just not interested. Not because they don't like women, they just not interested anymore. They don't really have the mental and even slight emotional bandwidth to go through it with a lot of you. That's what it is. They may see. That's why sometimes they'll stare at you. These guys will stare at you, and when they're staring at you, they're actually interested, but things have been so crazy toward men in this country, like the Me Too movement. A lot of women have guys who try to approach them and then they straight clown them on social media, make them look like predators, different things like that. That's why the guys will stare at you, but it won't say nothing. That's why. So when you say, well, do we got to approach them at this point? Yeah, pretty much. Maybe not the old school dudes. The older men, you don't have to, but a lot of the younger ones, you probably will have to, because they are really been kind of conditioned not to say a lot to a whole lot of you, because if they do, they can be called a predator or clowned or whatever. So it gets a lot of them not to say anything. They stare because they actually may be interested and would like to talk to you. But they really don't want to know, is like, is this worth the trouble that I may get into talking to this particular woman? So a lot of guys have made themselves recluse in the house. And part of that also is with the male loneliness crisis. It is a real thing. Male loneliness is huge and it's growing every single day. And the reason why that's not a good thing for society is because, one, birth rates drop. And yes, in order to continue society, you got to have children. And I'm not talking about in the guys of corporations and work and no. I'm talking about just the human race, okay? You got to have families. That's the way God set it up. Number two, men don't have community. See, women, earlier I was talking about all these women huddling in groups and doing this and the third. Women are huddling in groups to go out. They're going in groups to go on vacation. They huddle in groups, little packs. Men don't do that. You got a few guys that may, but the average man do not huddle and pack with a bunch of men, always hanging out with a dude somewhere. That's not what really men do, especially men that got something going on. You know what I'm saying? So you got guys.
Social media has killed the dating game. I mean, there's other contributing factors too, but hypergamy on social media and then women who entertain multiple men. This is why a lot of men just don't want to spend the money no more. They don't feel like it's actually worth it. So a lot of men are falling back. So women, I want you guys to understand, you guys are responsible for why a lot of these things are going on in the dating game. How come men don't want to talk to her? How come they don't want to spend money no more? Are you that delusional to the point to where you don't know why a lot of men don't want to spend their money no more? Are you really that delusional? Are you living on planet Earth? You're so out of touch with reality that you don't realize why a lot of men don't want to approach, why some men don't want to take you on a date, why some men don't want to spend money. Are you that out of touch with reality? A lot of you are, unfortunately. A lot of women have used men, but guess what? As a man, it's your job to not be used by a woman. So I'm not going to sit up here and cry a river for you because you allowed this broad to use you. That's your fault for not having game. If you was laced with this game, you would have never got played by the woman in the first place. So I'm not going to sit up here and watch you cry about something that you could have prevented. But at the same time, ladies got to take responsibility as well. Women play a major role in why men don't want to take you on dates. Women played a major role in why men just don't want to spend money on a lot of y'all no more. A lot of you women are at fault for this. Oh, it ain't all black women. We never said it's all, but there's a whole lot of women in the community with that mentality. We will be a damn fool to sit up there and ignore that. We will be a fool to sit up there and ignore that. Oh, it ain't all of them. Never said it was all, but it's a whole lot of them.
Who has kind of given up. Some guys would turn into an Elliot Rodger. If you know who Elliot Rodger is, Elliot Rodger was considered an incel, and he basically.
Single men are making more money though, right? Because when you got a girlfriend, right, she gonna want things, and you're gonna spend money. Now, if you're trying to save money, you don't need a girlfriend, right? If you want to be on your purpose right now, you really don't need a girlfriend. Get a girlfriend once you get established, because a girlfriend gonna slow you down. You know, women, listen, a lot of women today are needy. I had a woman who came to see me. She needed gas money. Like, listen, if you ain't got gas money, you don't need to be coming to see me. Now, if this is the type of woman that's rock with me, yeah, I'll help her out with her gas money. If she's really rock with me, if she's really put in work to prove that she's on my team, okay, cool. But for a random woman that I just met, don't be asking me for no damn gas money. I'm not giving you nothing. If you ain't got enough money for gas money, don't come see me. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't need right now at this point in my life, I don't want a needy woman who's broke. I don't need a woman who's always begging and asking for things because she falls short financially for whatever reason. I don't need that in my life right now. So to all you young brothers, stay on your purpose, build your bread, stop taking random women out on dates, focus and stack your money. Now, I know you want companionship. Find a woman that really rocks with you and deal with her. Don't be just spending money on random women who don't give a damn about you. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. And most importantly, they're not, well, I ain't gonna say all of these things are important. And she ain't worth the damn money, because your money and energy is very important. Your energy, your money, your time, all of that stuff is very important. Stop wasting time and spending on money on women who ain't worthy. Stop wasting time and spending money on women who ain't worthy. Focus on your purpose, brothers. You will be able to get at that point. Once you become successful and you got this game, you got the mouthpiece, the personality, you got the money to back it up. You can get damn near any type of woman that you want. It's sky is the limit at that particular point. So focus on your purpose and build yourself up as a man. Increase your value, increase your knowledge and wisdom.
He did a major crash. Men don't do that. You got a few guys that may, but the average man do not hold and pack a bunch of men, always hanging out with a dude somewhere. That's not what really men do, especially men that got something going on. You know what I'm saying? So you got guys who is kind of giving up. Some guys would turn into an Elliot Rodger. If you know who Elliot Rodger is, Elliot Rodger was considered an incel, and he basically did a major crash out at a university, and he aired out the place. I'm trying to keep it PG as possible for the platform I'm on. You know what I mean by air it out, okay? And the video Elliot Rodger made at the time period, he was pissed off that he couldn't get no females. He was actually mad at the brothers getting the white girls that he wanted. But some of these guys are like Elliot Rodger too. They would get angry, they would get upset, and they would go air it out. These dudes these days can't even get women that they should be getting. Let me say like women within their range, right? Now we ain't talking about no 8, 9, and 10. They can't even get a woman 5, 6, 7 these days.
Because now you got below average women. You have average women and below average women who think that they're the SHIT because a bunch of thirsty men in their DMs tell them they're beautiful because they want to sleep with them. So it goes to their head. I remember when fat women were humble, right? In the early 2000s, fat women were still humble. Nowadays, you got fat women running around like they're just the best thing since sliced bread. Big bellies, arms bigger than mine. Now just imagine you're dating a woman and her arms are bigger than yours. Her shoulders are broader, bigger than yours. But a lot of men would like to have sex with her because she shows her butt on Instagram. You like how that booty looking at, and you like how her butt looks in that dress. Every picture she's bent over showing her backside, even though she's big as a damn house. Wide as outside. She's wide as outside, big as a damn elephant, big as a damn elephant. But you still want to have sex with her because she got a big butt. So this is why you have the fat woman today who thinks she's more than what she is, because social media has brought out all the perverts who get in these females' messages, who get in their DMs and tell them they're sexy every single day. This is why you have women that are 5'5" running around at 200 plus pounds and they think that they're beautiful, and she's way out of shape. She's way overweight. But in her mind, she still got men who want to sleep with her. She still got men who want her, regardless of the fact that she's fat, regardless of the fact that she's 70 pounds overweight. So in her mind, I don't need to get in shape to get a man because men still want this. Look at these DMs, girl. Look at all these men that's telling me, I'm sexy. And she's 5'5", 230 pounds. But she got a big butt though. So a lot of brothers still line up because they want to have sex. Let me tell you, you got a lot of desperate men out there, and a desperate man will tell a 300-pound woman she's beautiful if she got a big butt. You got desperate men out there on social media all day. They go around social media all day telling fat women they're beautiful, and she ain't doing nothing but bending over and showing her damn butt. Most of her pictures is her showing her breasts and showing her butt. This is why you got women who are way overweight who think that they're just God-gifted men, like they're the best thing since sliced bread. The thirsty beta males and simps are to blame why fat women believe that they're the best thing since sliced bread. Now, ladies, if you overweight, get in shape, lose the weight. I'm rocking with you. I'm talking about the fat, arrogant women who believe they're beautiful because of thirsty men and all the compliments they get. See, in the early 2000s, women were more humble. Fat women didn't receive all those compliments, so fat women act accordingly. Fat women played the game how it was supposed to be played. Now you got fat women who think they got options because they got a bunch of thirsty men who would like to sleep with them because all she do is show her butt all damn day on Instagram. It's a whole lot of that going on.
Because even though he was actually mad at the brothers getting the white girls that he wanted, but some of these guys are like Elliot Rock.
Nah, they don't respect honesty, bro. They're gonna say he's bashing. They don't respect honesty. They want some pro-black simp to get up here and lie to them like none of these issues are going on. That's what they really want to hear. They want feel-good medicine. They don't want King Supreme to sit up there and tell the truth about what's really going on. No, they don't want me to tell the truth.
Too. They would get angry, they would get upset, and they would go air it out. These dudes these days can't even get women that they should be getting. Let me say like women within their range, right? Now we ain't talking about no 8, 9, and 10. They can't even get a woman 5, 6, 7 these days because even those women got not all, of course, not all, have taken on that mindset that hypergamy. I need this, I need that. Well, I need a finished product. Well, let me say something about that. A man that's a finished product, he don't need you at that point. He needed you at the beginning. He don't need you at the finish line. I mean, why? he don't know. And I'm telling you, that guy at the finish line, if he got there by himself, he gonna stay by himself. It's better give it that man before he get there. Way before he get there.
And you're right about, like, why would you get rich today and wife up a woman that you don't know tomorrow? That's the dumbest thing you could do. You wife up a woman, you get rich today, then you wife up a woman that you don't know tomorrow. She ain't made no sacrifices. She ain't done anything to prove her loyalty. So the last thing you need to be doing is getting rich and wifing up some woman that you really don't know. That's like, I ain't gonna even say that's the last thing that you need to be doing. That's something that you shouldn't be doing. That's something that you shouldn't be doing. Wifing up some broad that you don't know. And the only reason that she's dealing with your black ass is for the money. And everybody knows it.
Yeah. Okay. You at the finish line. I mean, why? he don't know. And I'm telling you, that guy at the finish line, if he got there by himself, he gonna stay by himself.
He gonna stay by himself, because if he got rich without you, why would he get rich then marry? If he got rich without you, why would he get rich then marry you? And you've made no sacrifices. You done nothing to prove your loyalty. You ain't even put the time in to say why this man should marry you. Money makes women masculine, right? I'm gonna be real with you. Money don't make women feminine. Money actually makes women more masculine and more combative. Money works for ways in men that it doesn't work for women. I'm gonna say it again. Money works in ways for men that it doesn't work for women. Money doesn't make women feminine. Money actually makes women more masculine and combative, because they feel like, I got money, so I don't need no man. So now they feel like they can challenge the things that you say, because they got enough money to survive on their own. So for the most part, you might have your exception to the rule here and there. On average, for the most part, money makes women masculine, not feminine. Money makes them more combative. Why you think you got so many women saying they don't need a man? Because more women are making more money now than they ever made. So with that being said, you see the mentality is all in real life. It's not just in social media. You can see it in real life if you chop up game and campaign on women and campaign with women. You know, you see them, you holler at them, you get to know them. You won't recognize everything that I'm saying. So money on average, money doesn't make women feminine. It actually makes them more masculine and combative. Because now she feels like, I can survive on my own. I don't need no man. That mindset makes her combative and unfit for a damn man that's looking for a wife.
It's better give it that man before he get there. Way before he get there. Okay? So men will become violent because they don't have a woman. Not all men, but some men will. So that's never a good thing for society. A man with too much time on his hands, no woman, no nothing to keep him grounded at all. And that's just really, really what it is. And then it's not good for women either, because it's kind of what it is. God himself said it's not good for man to be alone, and nobody know more than God. So God created woman. So if God himself said it's not good for man to be alone, then surely it's not good for woman to be alone. But she's trying to substitute that with hanging around a bunch of other women. That's what the substitution is. But some women don't have other women to hang around. That's why they be on the internet. Well, who can I be friends with? Because I don't have nobody. So they got some women that's alone too. Not all of them have friends to hang out with. So there's a lot of men right now in the house. Good job having men too. They're just giving up. They got tired of the games. They got tired of a lot of it. Matter of fact, there was a song that's going to be on Soraya's new album. Actually, a song's called "He Gave Up," and it talks about all.
Yeah, you shouldn't be paying a grown woman's bill. If these women gonna brag about their money and education, let them pay their own damn bills. Tell that woman to pay her own damn bills. If this woman ain't your wife, and she ain't your woman, and she ain't proving no loyalty, you ain't got no damn business paying her bills. She's using you. Why do you need to pay another grown-ass person bills? I don't give a damn if it's a man or woman. Why do you need to pay her damn bills when she's independent and she do things her way? Okay, well, tell that broad to pay her own damn bills. Stop begging men for money. Make it happen for your damn self. If you get with a woman that you don't know and you start paying her bills, you a damn sucker. You don't know what type of person she is. You don't know how many men she's sleeping with. You don't know how many men she slept with. So if you meet a woman that you don't know and you start paying her bills, you a damn beta male trick. You a damn sucker. You a certified marking a buster. That's exactly what you are. You're paying this broad for the box. You are paying this woman for her time. And in return, she does absolutely nothing for you. See, let me tell you something. When you give a woman things she don't earn, when you give a woman something she don't deserve, she becomes entitled. Listen, women who tell you what a man should be doing, even if you did those things, it's not going to make her appreciate you. It's going to make her more entitled. It's going to make her more selfish. It's going to make her more disrespectful. It's going to make her more entitled. That's what happens when you give a woman things she don't deserve. That's exactly what happens. That's exactly what ends up happening. So yeah, let's get back to it. You don't never give people things they don't deserve. When you give a kid candy and they didn't deserve it, and one day you don't give it to them, they throw a temper tantrum. So stop giving women or anybody, not just women. When you give people things they don't deserve, when you give people things that they didn't work to earn, they become entitled, spoiled, and disrespectful.
Those reasons right there. It's one of those good songs. But anyway, a lot of men just they tired. They done. They threw in the white towel, and it's gonna take a special woman to get him back out there or get him out that house. So that's where the men at, sis. They're in the house, and they are staying there until a special woman draw them right on out. That's why some of these guys, when they go to other countries, sometime they get their spark back, because in other countries it don't operate like the Western world. And so, a lot of times.
Hold on. Yeah, so that's like I said, that's what happens when you give people things they don't deserve. They become more entitled. That don't make people appreciate you. It doesn't make them appreciate you when you give them things they don't deserve. So it's very important that you guys. So a lot of men travel to other countries because hypergamy isn't as bad as it is in this country. So a lot of times when y'all be saying, "Oh, these men are this or that," hypergamy is everywhere. But what I'm saying is worse here in America. So if I know I'm going to pay for a woman, why wouldn't I go somewhere that is cheaper? That's like if I can get gas for $2 a gallon, why would I go somewhere and pay $6 a gallon? Think about what I just said. Now, this is how it is. So a lot of people get mad at the Passport Brothers. Are some of those guys tricks? Are some of those guys simps? 100%. But at the same time, I got to tell you people something. If I can go somewhere and get gas for $2 if I can go somewhere and get gas for $2 a gallon, why would I pay $6 a gallon? Doesn't make sense. So when you try to shame these brothers from going to other countries where hypergamy isn't as bad as it is in this country, it's crazy. It's like you're shaming somebody for paying $2 a gallon instead of paying $6 a gallon. Why would you even listen to somebody that's trying to shame you for that? If I know I got to pay one, if I know I got to spend money regardless, why wouldn't I go somewhere where it's cheaper, where I can get more for my money? It's only common sense. If you can get a 5-bedroom house for $3,000 a month, or you can go somewhere and get it for $1,800 a month, where you gonna go? You trying to save money. You're trying to do what makes sense. So make it make sense. So why get mad at the Passport Brothers when they're going somewhere where they can get more for their money? If these women in this country want me to spend money and pay their bills, and it's all about hypergamy, and I know that these women really don't like me, well, why would I go somewhere where my money can stretch a whole lot longer? It makes sense. No, I'm not telling you to be a passport brother. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm only speaking about what makes sense. That's all I'm doing. I'm speaking about what makes sense versus what doesn't make sense. That's all I'm doing.
Those guys are looked at a little different. So yeah, sometimes a woman just giving them attention, it changed their whole world. That's why they become addicted to it, because it's not so much that those women are better in those other countries, because people are people. But what it is that they get an attention they don't get here in the United States. So they could actually walk up to a woman and talk to her and get her number and not be given an Instagram. You know what I'm saying? he can actually take her out on a date or whatever. Is not being clowned. That's just the difference that some of these guys experience overseas. That's why when they get a taste of that, they become just like, forget American women, because they responded out of, I never got this type of attention in my own country. So yeah, forget them. So that's what some of the passport bro stuff actually comes from. This comes from male loneliness. So yeah, they in the house. They're in the house. Either they gonna be in the house or they gonna get a passport and go talk to women from other countries.
And that's something right there that a lot of FBA brothers don't want to talk about. Too many FBA brothers ignore these conversations. And shout out to Phil Scott, because Phil Scott is balanced. He's talking about what's going on in the dating game, but he's also talking about issues that pertains to racism. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. So when you ignore these conversations, that means you don't give a damn about the brothers and or what affects black men. You know, hypergamy is the main issue. How you gonna shame somebody from going somewhere where they can spend more money, where they can spend less money and get a better experience? If you can go somewhere and spend less money and get a better experience, why wouldn't you do that? I'm not telling you what to do or where you go, but I'm not telling you what to do or where to go. But I'm not going to shame brothers for doing what it is that they do, for doing the things that make them happy. If you can get more for your money and get a better experience, why would I tell you not to do it? Like, come on, man, let's just be real here. That's crazy.
It's like they get on the internet and say anything.
So tell me why I saw a black man just walking down the street and I was like, yo, I need $125.
Get on the internet and say anything.
So tell me why I saw this black man, this random black man just walking down the street and I was like, yo, I need $125. Huh? And he was like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why would I just give you $125? Like, who you talking to? Not me. So I said, that's why you ugly anyway with your ass hairline. I keeps it moving.
Now, she tried to say she was playing, man. Do you really think she was playing? Oh, that was satire. You guys are just being sensitive and emotional. Now she wants to shame black men. Now she wants to shame black men for being sensitive and emotional because she got called on her BS. This was only satire. I was just playing. You men need to stop being so damn emotional. Instead of her taking accountability and saying I was wrong, nah, that's too much like right. So she ain't gonna take accountability. She flipped it and said black men are very emotional for responding in the way that they decided to respond, calling her out for her BS. You guys are too emotional. This wasn't nothing but satire. I was just playing. Now, when this video came out 2 weeks ago, I told you guys exactly what she was gonna do. She was gonna say she was just playing and it wasn't real. When in reality, it is real. Love Jones have dated white men and non-black men. She's talked about it. She's dated non-black men. She spoke about it openly on one of her podcasts. So I'm not surprised that she would say something like this. Listen, homie, Love Jones ain't just, listen, she been talking like this. My thing is this hard, listen, all you brothers in the FBA community, you mean to tell me you couldn't see this woman for the chameleon that she is? You can't see that she's using this FBA thing as a hustle? You can't see the obvious, but you claim to be so intelligent? Love Jones been speaking like this about black men. This ain't nothing new. Am I mad at her? No, I'm just doing content and calling it for what it is.
I see another. I was like, maybe let me just ask, let me lower it a little bit. I said, hey, yo.
It's like they get.
She said she was just playing. Now that she got caught in her beat, I was just playing, y'all. This was nothing but satire. Do you believe that? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that. Put a 2 in the chat if it's BS. Do you believe this woman? You guys are being sensitive and too emotional. I was just playing. It wasn't nothing but satire. You black men get too emotional. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe her, or put a 2 in the chat if you see through her nonsense.
On the internet and say anything.
So tell me why I saw this black man, this random black man just walking down the street and I was like, yo, I need $125. Huh? And he was like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why would I just give you $125? Like, who you talking to? Not me. So I said, that's why you ugly anyway with your ass hairline. I keeps it moving. I see another. I was like, maybe let me just ask, let me lower it a little bit. I said, hey, yo, what's up, shorty? Can I get $100? Once again, I'm met with resistance. Like, why y'all can't just give me what the I asked for? This is why this is losing. This is why y'all losing. This is why other races of men is doing better. Because when I ask another man of another ethnicity for some money, he gives it to me. He doubles it. He triples it. He quadruples it. He kisses my feet. He brings me peace. He takes me out. He flies me out. I don't have those issues. This is why black men are losing.
Season of Love is Blind.
She broad money. You just because you want to give a random broad some money that you don't know, that means that you're losing. That means that you're losing. You won't give her no money, so you losing. And she can sit up there and pretend like it was just satire. Nah, this broad was dead serious. She been thinking like this way before she came to social media. Don't for 1 second believe that this is satire or somehow she was just playing. You got to be a fool to believe that.
Nice guy. We've talked about this. Have we not talked about this? And I literally said they always say, "Oh, we don't want a nice guy. We only want a Pookie and a Ray Ray." And I said because a lot of nice guys don't have good personalities. They literally be terrible fucking people. They be insufferable. They have no emotional regulation. A lot of them are just not funny. They have no personality. They just feel like, oh, well, I have a lot of baggage and I have a good career and I'm educated. I was able to retain information enough to where I could like obtain a degree. It doesn't mean that you are the type of guy that a woman would be interested in. So just because you're a nice guy doesn't mean you're a suitable mate. We talk about that, right? And thank you, Faith, because I see people mentioning that now and I'm like, these are all of my talking points. And I be thinking like, damn, because now that I be on TikTok a lot, I be like, damn.
Love Jones ain't playing, man. Love Jones was dead serious. That's exactly how she feels about that's exactly how she feels about black men. You a fool if you think she was just playing. Come on, man.
Be on TikTok a lot, and I see a lot of people using my same talking points. Not saying they watch my YouTube show or they're copying off of me, but I'd be like, when I give my take and it's the same things that I've been saying for the past 2-3 years, it doesn't come across as original because I literally said this 2 years ago, and now everybody's saying the same shit. You know what I mean? But I literally would always say, like, they want us to be with a nice guy. The nice guys don't be suitable partners. They haven't done any type of work on themselves. But guys that were like in the street life,
nice guys, these nice guys ain't suitable partners. Just because you might listen, I gotta be real with you. Just because a guy's nice doesn't mean that he's not a suitable partner, right? Now I understand it doesn't make him a suitable partner either just because he is nice, but it doesn't disqualify him either. I'm here to provide balance to the whole situation. I've been telling men for years, your money and your career doesn't mean that a woman's going to be attracted to you. The same thing for a woman. Just because a woman has a good career and money doesn't mean that she's wife material. You know how many black women say, I got a good job and I make good money. That don't mean that a man is attracted to you. That doesn't mean that you're wife material because you got an education and money. Money has nothing to do with you being a wife. Money doesn't change the fact that you have zero wife qualities. Money doesn't change the fact that a man is, listen, if you a beta male, you a beta male. No amount of money gonna change the fact that you a beta male. Money can't make a man masculine. You can give a beta male $5 million right now. It's not gonna make him masculine. The same way that money and education can't make a woman feminine. Money and education doesn't make her wife material. And unfortunately, a lot of black women just don't understand that. Unfortunately, a lot of black men who are beta males, tricks, and simps, they don't understand the fact that money doesn't make them masculine. Money doesn't make a woman attracted to you. So black men can be very delusional as well as black women. I just gave you both examples.
Or, doing a bunch of crazy wild style shit. They seem to be more charming. They have better interpersonal skills. They're better at sex. Like, they know how to do people. They know how to hold conversations. They know how to be chameleons and fit into any situation. So this is why a lot of women fall for, y'all call them bad guys. They don't be bad guys. It's qualities, certain qualities that certain types of men have that's attractive. It's not because he's gang banging or slanging this or doing that. It's because he knows how to do people. And the nice nerdy guy that y'all say we don't want, the educated lame, it's not, we don't not want him because he's educated or because he's nice. It's because he has no other qualities that's attractive.
She's right about that. She like, yes, he's a nice guy and he makes good money. His credit might be good, but he doesn't have other qualities to make him attractive. He's boring. He's corny. He's a lame. He's socially awkward. He has a dry personality. And women just ain't attracted to that. Your money can't change the fact that she's not attracted to that. So a lot of you beta males, tricks and sense with no game, you need to soak this up. You need to take heed to the information. Same thing to you women. Your money and education does not make you wife material, ladies. I'm sorry, it does not.
And men don't think that they need to work on themselves. Like, work on yourself. Become a good person.
Women don't feel the need to work on themselves. And guess what? When you see women, I'm just working on myself. A woman can't work on herself. If you meet a woman in her 30s taking femininity classes, at that point, she's just acting. It didn't come naturally. At that point, she's just acting. If you're meeting a woman who struggles, if you meet a woman in her 30s and she's still struggling to find out what femininity is, then you know she's just acting. Those femininity courses are fake. They're only teaching her how to finesse men. She'll pretend to be feminine, but eventually you will see her true colors whenever she gets frustrated, whenever she gets angry. Her true colors will show once she gets angry. She'll pretend to be feminine when everything is going good. The moment that adversity comes, the moment that the relationship gets challenged, she's gonna crumble. You're gonna see this woman for who she really is. So, like I said, when you meet these women in their 30s and they're still taking femininity courses, at that point, they're just learning how to manipulate men. Her femininity didn't come naturally. So if femininity doesn't come naturally for a woman, she's playing you. She's pretending she's playing a down role to get over on you. And she's hoping that your ass is so dumb that you can't see it. If you meet a woman in her 30s and she's taking femininity courses, she's not a feminine woman naturally. She's learning how to finesse you. She'll pretend to be feminine, and those classes are teaching her how to become a damn chameleon. Femininity must come natural. So when you see a woman trying to be feminine in her 30s, she'll never be feminine because she wasn't raised that way. She'll never be feminine because she wasn't raised that way. So if she's in her 30s and 40s taking femininity courses, she's only learning how to finesse your dumb ass, pretending to be feminine, but in reality, she's not. There's a whole lot of that going on. You remember when I said fake femininity is on the rise in today's society? I'm going to say it again. Fake femininity is on the rise in today's society. A whole lot of women in their 30s and 40s taking femininity courses, pretending to be feminine so that they can milk some simp, so that they can use some beta male trick and simp, and he'll spend money based on what she shows him on surface level. The moment that she deals with adversity, her true colors will show. Then you will realize that she was never feminine in the first place. She was just pretending.
Work on your personality. No, it's not about being toxic. I'm talking about qualities and characteristics. You have to work on your personality. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know how to be captivated.
Listen, bro, when you find a woman in her 30s that's still struggling with femininity and she don't know how to get along with men, she is who she is. Nothing's going to change that. She's learning how to become a chameleon once she hit her 30s. And that's just the reality. You know, feminine women were trained to be feminine at a young age. You don't learn how to be feminine in your 30s. I'm sorry, brothers. Women don't learn how to be feminine in their 30s. By the time they reach their 30s, it's over. They're just pretending at that point. They're only pretending at that point. The same way, if you get a beta male that's in his 30s, you're not going to turn that beta male into a masculine man. For the most part, you have your exceptions to the rules, but you ain't going to turn this beta male into a masculine man and he's already 35. It's not going to happen. He is who he is. He might be able to make slight improvements, but at the end of the day, if he's been a simp for 30 plus years, he's not going to stop being a simp because he got some masculinity courses. At the end of the day, if this woman was mouthy, unruly, and combative, and she's in her 30s, she's not going to become a feminine woman in 2 years when she's been mouthy, unruly, and combative her whole damn life. It don't work like that. As human beings, we are what? Creatures of habits. As human beings, we are creatures of habit. People are used to doing what they've been doing. So like I said, if she's in her 30s and she ain't feminine already, then she ain't doing nothing but pretending, hoping that you ain't got enough common sense to see it.
And entertaining. You also have to live life so that you can have versatile things to talk about. If you've done nothing in your life, you've never taken a risk, you've never taken a chance.
If you meet a woman in her 30s and she don't have those qualities already, you wasting your time. You can't mold her. You cannot train her. If she's in her 30s and she don't have those qualities already, you are wasting your time, brothers. You're not going to change this woman. Your money is not going to make her feminine. Quit trying. Quit being a damn fool for one. Stop being a damn fool for once in your damn life, man. You can't train a woman in her 30s how to be feminine. She's already set in her ways. Why? Because as human beings, we are creatures of what? We are creatures of habit. This woman been this way her whole life. She's not going to become feminine in 2 years and she's already in her 30s. It's not going to happen, brothers. This is why a lot of men go for younger women, because it's easier to get a young woman to get on your program than it is to get an old woman that's already set in her ways.
Have no stories to tell. Everybody likes a storyteller. You need to know how to be entertaining. Women, especially women like me, I don't want to always have to entertain a man. Sometimes I just want to sit there and
it's human beings, period. I'm not like, if you get a man that's been a beta male and a trick, you get a man that's been a beta male and a simp his whole life, he's not going to become masculine in his 30s. He's just not. We're creatures of habit. As human beings, as human beings, we are creatures of habit. We're used to doing what we've been doing. Why do you think a hooker goes back to being a hooker? Listen, let me give you an example. You know how a prostitute might get in a relationship with a regular guy and she's tired of, she want to take a break from the streets. She decided to take a break from the streets, so she gets in a relationship with this square dude who didn't know that she was a 304. She get with this square dude who didn't know that she was selling box. Guess what happens? The moment that relationship gets rocky and shaky, she goes right back to doing what she was doing before she knew him. She goes right back to her comfort zone, and her comfort zone is the things that she was already doing. So even when you get a slower, even when you get a 304, and she want to take a break from the streets, the moment that she deals with adversity in that relationship with you, she's going to go right back to the streets. Why? Because that's what she's used to. That's what she's used to. Creatures of habit. That's where you get you can't change a 304. You can't turn a 304 into a housewife. That's exactly what that means. So a lot of these women, they might take a break from the streets. She's been thotting around her whole life. So now that she's in her 30s, she want to try something new. What do I mean? She want to try something new. She gets with a square guy with a good career and, you know, and a decent job. But he's boring. She really don't like him. She loves the fact that he provides things, but she really don't like him. She like men with more personality. She like men that are more witty. She like men with an edge to him. Yeah, this square guy might have a good job and he might have a good career. He might have good credit, but she really don't like him like that. She's using him for what he has to offer, but really don't like him. So when you guys try to turn these 304s to housewives, just know one day she's going to go right back to the streets. Why? Because that's exactly what she's familiar with. As human beings, we are creatures of habit. You can't change that woman once she reaches her 30s, homie. It's not going to happen. You ain't going to change this woman now that she's in her 30s. You wasting your time. She is who she is, and she going to be who she's going to be. Your money is not going to make her feminine. Your money is not going to make her appreciate you. If she's been using men her whole life, being mouthy and combative, she's not going to change for you. All it takes is for that relationship to get on shaky grounds and you got to deal with some adversity. She's going to go right back to doing what she was doing before she met you. Anyway, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Peace, love, and blessings. Well, we got 5 more minutes. We got 5 more minutes before I shut it down. Love Jones is an old ran through. I see it. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Well, man, if you learn something today, man, then you learn something, man. There was a whole lot of game, knowledge, and information dropped in the stream, man. So I'm just saying, money don't make women respect you. No amount of money can make a woman feminine if she's been masculine and combative her whole damn life. No amount of money will change those facts. Right? When you meet a woman in her 30s, she's already set in her ways. She's not going to change. So why would you spend money trying to change? Why would you spend money trying to change somebody who's not going to change? I mean, like, why would you waste your money? Why would you waste your time and energy? People are, listen, they're going to be who they're going to be. Shout out to Gloria Payne. Gloria Payne said, you made my day. Well, I got to come here and give a reality check, because a lot of our FBA brothers are too afraid to speak the truth about women and what's really going on in the dating game. Some of these guys don't have the game to talk like this. Some of these guys don't have the experience to talk like this. So I get it. But some of these guys who do, they're just ignoring the facts because they're too afraid of the backlash that they might receive from the FBA community. So they give this bad behavior a blind eye and pretend like they don't see it. Unfortunately, a lot of guys in our community, that's what they do. Well, I don't want to offend. And listen, let me tell you FBA people something. If you try to cancel people like me for telling the truth, all you're doing is running a gang of men away. All you're doing is running a lot of good soldiers from the FBA community away, because they like, why do I need to make FBA content if I'm going to get canceled for telling the truth about what's going on with our women and the dating game? So if I got to worry about being canceled by that, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Go over here, keep simping. Talk about white supremacy all day while ignoring the problems that black men and black women are having in the dating game. I don't care how much you talk about white supremacy. If you can't get black men and black women together to acknowledge what's really going on, to come up with a solution, then it don't matter if you talk about the white man all day. Black people still gonna have problems when it comes to black men and black women getting together. Right? So ignoring these issues ain't gonna make the community better. It's not. Ignoring the problem only makes things worse. Pretending like we don't have a lot of women like Love Jones in our community is foolish. It's downright foolish. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like we don't have women like this in our communities in large numbers. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like she's a minority in our community. Let me ask you guys something. And this is going to show me where people are at mentally. It's going to show me where everybody's at mentally. Let me ask this question. Is Love Jones a minority in our community, or do we say, nah, Red, I love black people and I love black women, but unfortunately, there's a lot of black women with this mentality? Put a 1 in the chat if women like Love Jones in our community are common. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like women in our community like Love Jones is rare. Do we look at Love Jones and say, no, man, only a small percentage of black women think like this? There's no community without healthy families. Shout out to you, bro. You can't even call it a community without healthy families. Shout out to Afro Merchant. So the same way that we would say pregnancy and birth rates have dropped, we can say that marriages have dropped as well. The percentage of marriages have dropped as well. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like women like Love Jones are very common in our community. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like women like Love Jones is rare in our community. I want to see if you guys gonna keep it real. I'm gonna see if you guys gonna be honest. I'm gonna see if you guys gonna keep it 100. Put a 1 in the chat if women like Love Jones are very common in our community today. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like women like Love Jones is rare. Shout out to Mr. O, them big old biddies, huh? She loves showing out them big old biddies, them tig old biddies. There's nothing to be confused about. We're just being honest here. I'm speaking to my players who are still dating women. I'm not talking about you married guys. I'm not talking about you married guys that's been married over 10 years. You're out of the game, so I don't really expect you to know what's really going on. You're not dating these women. You might speak to these women online, but you're not dealing with these women behind the scenes. So I'm going to ask my family, I'm going to ask the people, can we say that women like Love Jones is common in our community? Put a 1. Or put a 2 in the chat if you feel like women like Love Jones is rare.
Nice guy. We've talked about this. Have we not talked about this? And I literally said they always
See,
say,
we
"Oh,
can't
we don't
talk
want
about
nice."
our community. We got to speak about in general what's going on. So we don't want to use anecdotal experiences to negate the fact, right? So we don't want to say, like, let's say I'm raised in the hood and I say, well, I came from a 2-parent home. We know damn well the majority of black kids in the urban community don't come from 2-parent homes. So we can't use the fact that we was raised in a 2-parent home to say that that was most people experience in our community. That's telling a bold-faced lie. That would be telling a bold-faced lie. So we can't use our experience to say that this represents the black community as a whole. We already know if you go to the urban community, most black children are not raised by 2 parents. That's rare. It's not the norm. A black child in the urban community raised by 2 parents is not the norm. It's the exception to the rule. Okay, so I say the same thing about Love Jones. Never mind the fact that the people that you know, can we honestly say that women like Love Jones in our community is rare? Can we honestly say that? Let's be real if we can. You just bashing black women. Man, shut your sorry ass up. I'm not bashing nobody. I'm being honest here. See, I know a lot of people get mad when I tell the truth, but let's be honest. I'm not so pro-black to the point to where I'm just delusional about what's going on in our community. I'm not that pro-black to the point to where I'm gonna deny what I see. I'm not doing that. And if you feel like you don't want to support Preem, get the hell out of here. I start my own damn movement. It's still gonna be built on consciousness, but I'm not gonna be dealing with this simp stuff. If you black men, the problem is too many black men are afraid to point out this behavior in our community. Too many black men are afraid to do that.
We only want a Pookie and a Ray Ray, and I said it because a lot of nice guys don't have good personalities. They literally be terrible.
We're not
fucking
talking
people.
about our
They be-
community. We're talking about what's going on as a whole in this country. See, you gotta leave your community out of it. That's just like me speaking about my family while ignoring what's going on in the whole community. If we're gonna talk about FBA people collectively, can we honestly say that women like Love Jones is rare? Let's be real. If we can't be real, man, I'm gonna quit having these conversations, man. I'm gonna start doing content about entertainment. If we can be honest about what's really going on, I'm gonna leave all this content alone and just make content for people who want to hear the damn truth. Because I gotta be real with y'all. This mentality is not rare in our community. It's not rare, homie. I'm not saying all black women behave like this, but I would be a damn liar if I said it was rare.
insufferable. They have no emotional regulation. A lot of them are just not funny. They have no personality. They just feel like, oh, well, I
And
have a lot
listen,
of bad.
you got Gang Goofy Gilligans who would say, I'm off code for admitting the damn truth. If you speak to 100 black men that dates modern day FBA women, I guarantee you a lot of them would say, most of them would say this behavior is common. They're not going to look at me and they're not going to look at me with a straight face and say that this is rare. Now, you got to expect for women to make it seem like it's not true. But if you a grown ass man that's dealing with modern women in 2026, you know damn well there's a lot of women out there like Love Jones, several of them. Let's be real.
And I have a good career and I'm educated. I was able to retain information enough to where I could like obtain a degree. It doesn't
Man,
mean that.
most black men are beta males. If black men, if most black men were raised by, and I got love for Steffi. Steffi, I love you. You know I got love for you, Steffi. So I'm not trying to come at you. I got love for you, baby. But I got to be real, Steffi. Most black men are beta males. If you get a society of men that were raised by women, by default, they're going to be beta males. If you get a bunch of women who were raised by their mother with no male authority, by default, they're going to be mouthy and combative. Like, we have to be honest about, listen, how we going to fix the problems in our community if we can't be honest about what's going on? You damn right the majority of black men are beta men. If you take generations of black men that was raised by men, if you take generations of black men that were raised by women, by default, they're going to be beta males with no male guidance. Their idea of what a real man is comes from their mother and grandmother and their aunties. Their idea of what a real man is don't come from an actual man being in the damn house, laying down rules, laying down the foundation. Their idea of a man does not come from a man. It comes from a damn woman. So by default, the majority of black men are beta males because they were raised by women. A woman can't teach you how to be masculine. A woman can't give you manly qualities. All she can do is love you as her mother. And I'm not knocking the women, but what I'm saying is a woman can't teach you how to be no damn man. And the overwhelming majority of black men in today's society was raised by who? Women. So by default, the majority of black men are beta males. That's a fact. I can't sugarcoat the facts. When it comes to women, if they were raised by women who taught them how to be independent and they've been indoctrinated with the feminist mindset, we got to be real about this here. This is why women like Love Jones is not rare in our community, because it has a whole lot to do with our upbringing. What did I say earlier in the show? It has a whole lot to do with our upbringing. Black women behave this way because of their upbringing. Black men are beta males in sense because of their upbringing. What are we going to do about it? There's a solution. The solution is very simple. But at the same time, it's hard because black people have been conditioned to operate and think the way that they think, and it's counterproductive. It doesn't work in your favor. It doesn't work in your best interest. But to sit up here and pretend like women like this is rare in our community, you're not being honest. You're not being an honest person. We could easily say, well, oh, my friends don't act like this. Or women in my family. Maybe not. But if we're speaking about the community as a whole, you know damn well that women like Love Jones in our community is not a rare thing. Let's be honest, can we? I'm going to get back out of here, man. Peace, love, and blessings. The problem with our people is a lot of our people just ain't ready for the truth. So maybe I don't fit in this so-called conscious community because a lot of our people just ain't ready for the truth. They're not ready for it. But Steffi, you talking about your community. We're talking about black folks collectively. We're talking about FBA people collectively. We're not talking about your family or your particular community. We're talking about foundational black Americans all across the country. Can we say that is true for the most? Can we say that's true for most foundational black Americans? Most FBA people were not raised by their father in a two-parent home. Most of these men are beta males because they were raised by women. Most of these women behave a certain way because they was raised by women. They didn't have no real male authority in their household. So with that being the case, there it is. There's the problem. The root of the problem stems from family. The root of the problem stems from family. Your upbringing, your problems stem from your upbringing and your family. You can't meet a woman in her 30s and think she's going to become feminine overnight. Hell no, it don't work like that. You can't take some beta male who's been a simp his whole life and think that he's going to become some masculine man because now he makes money. Nah, it don't work like that. As human beings, we are creatures of habit. Period. Anyway, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's peace, love, and blessings. It's King Supreme. This is too much game for y'all, man. People don't want to hear the truth. I understand that a lot of y'all don't want to hear the truth. So you flock the channels that pander to you. And you just, you flock the channels that's not going to be honest with you. I get it. I'm going to say shout out. And I'm going to show you the few people who actually appreciated this content, which is a damn shame because I dropped nothing but facts this whole stream. I dare any one of you beta male tricks and simps to challenge anything I said in this video. I double dare you. Shout out to Desmond Hill for the 20. Shout out to my man Ronnie Peasy for the 25. Shout out to my man Jacob for the 15. Shout out to Terry for sliding through with a 10. Now, of course, we should have way more people who appreciate this content, because all I did was give you game. All I did was tell you the damn truth. I'm not so pro-black to the point to where I'm going to ignore the problems that I see in our community. I'm not going to do that. You can flock to channels that's going to ignore these facts. There's plenty of channels that's going to ignore everything I said as if what I'm saying ain't the damn truth. So flock to those channels that's not going to tell you the truth. If you want the truth, you know where to come to. I love FBA people. I love you. I love the black women. I love black men. But at the same time, I got to be honest with y'all. I can't say that I love you if I'm not being honest with you. Sometimes your parents got to give you a spanking. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. They just want you to do better. When your parents spank you, it didn't mean that they didn't love you. They just knew they wanted you to do better. So don't think because I'm telling black people the truth that somehow I'm off code and I don't love black people. No. People who lie to you don't love you. They're pandering to get more followers. They're pandering to get your money. But they're not being honest in totality. They feel like they can't afford to be honest with the community because they might lose money and supporters if they be honest. So you're not going to get the truth when you listen to people like that. They'll give you some of the truth, but they're not going to give you the whole truth. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of content creators do. They're pandering to an audience to keep their supporters, to get bigger numbers. And we all want bigger numbers. We all want more supporters, but I'm not willing to lie. I'm not willing to sell out. I'm not willing to lie to get that. If I'm going to get more followers and supporters, I'm going to do it the organic way. I'm not going to sit up here and feed you nonsense just to get more subscribers and followers. And while pretending like I don't see the things that's really going on. I can't operate like that. I can't rock like that. King Supreme, man, I didn't say it.